In this video, we will discuss about adaptive immunity. In the previous video, we discussed about innate immunity. However, there is a problem in innate immunity. The problem that in order to get innate immunity activated, it needs to recognize a specific molecule or receptor that is present on the foreign things or the bacteria. So macrophage can only recognize that molecules that are present on the bacteria. However, in viruses and with time, the because of evolution, the new foreign things or new or modified bacteria are able to cover so that they cannot be detected by the dendritic cells. Uh, However, the dendritic cell can still uh, work towards the immune system with the help of micropinosis. What happens in that? In that case, dendritic cell takes large amount of fluid nearby its surrounding, and that might also include any virus or foreign pathogens. However, the major problem is the evolution. With evolution, bacteria and virus are able to cover those molecules that are detected by the receptor of dendritic cells. So, in order to overcome this, evolution also happened in our body. Uh, that leads to adaptive immunity. What happens in adaptive immunity? Let us go through this process so that we can understand it in a better way. So there is a naive lymphocyte uh, that produce different kind of lymphocytes, immature lymphocytes, and each lymphocytes has a single receptor. So if there are million receptors, if there are million lymphocytes, then uh, it is likely that there are million receptors for which our body can detect and our body can detect and act on it. However, there is a possibility that some of the receptors that are produced by lymphocyte are our self reactor or our self receptor. That might lead to self antigen or immune response against our own body parts or our own cells. So in order to avoid this, those self antigens lymphocytes will get deleted with the help of clonal deletion process in the clonal deletion process, and only those pool of mature naive lymphocyte will go forward with the and then can look around for any foreign antigen that matches with these receptors. And, uh, and whenever this kind of lymphocyte, suppose this yellow lymphocyte detects a foreign antigen, then it will gives a signal to its it will give a signals to the bone marrow where most of the lymphocytes are formed to differentiate more lymphocytes of this antigen. So this is now become the effector cell that can eliminate the antigen. So this is the reason why people developed antibody against the diseases they are exposed to. However, there are still many things that are need to be uh, validated or need further evidence. For example, how this clonal deletion occurs, and there are some postulates that are been uh, that are been approved, or we can say that are true uh, so far. That is, each lymphocyte bears a single type of receptor, as this we have already covered that point, that uh, lymphocyte at the bone marrow will form lymphocytes formed in the bone marrow will have different kind of antigens. Each as and also each lymphocytes will have only one specific antigens. And another thing, the attraction between foreign antigen and the lymphocyte is so high that might lead to lymphocyte activation. So this is the second postulate. Third postulate about the differentiation of whenever this lymphocyte gets activated, it gives a signal to the bone at the bone marrow, where further lymphocytes of the same antigen will get differentiated, so that the foreign antigen effector cells can eliminate the foreign antigen. And this clonal deletion is the last postulate, where the ubiquitous self molecules self molecules receptors that are present within the host, and those receptors those same receptors, if are present in the lymphocytes, then those lymphocytes will get eliminated in the further process. So, and this thing has been validated with an experiment in which during the embryonic stage, if a during the embryonic stage in a mouse during the embryonic stage in a mouse, if it gets interacted with a foreign antigen, then it becomes immunogenic, it becomes resistance to that foreign antigen later on. So this thing validate this theory of clonal deletion. So this is some brief overview about adaptive immunity. So that's all for this video. Thank you for your time.